Okay guys, how you doing out there? My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Crystal Edge Technology Projection Screens using Smart Technology Gain. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Yeah, I am up, man. I am up in the morning. I got things to do. I got a lot to do. But anyway, so I'm going to explain to you some things in this video before we start the demonstration on blackout cloth and screen paints. Things that a lot of people don't point out in their demonstrations. They just basically just show you a screen with a projector and that's basically about it and say, hey, buy it. You know, I'm explaining to you some things that a lot of people won't talk about because they won't do the demonstrations. They won't do the tests. If you're not going to do the test, you're going to skip certain things in your demonstration because you haven't covered it fully. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about is distance. And before we start this right here is a 100-inch 16:9. This is a Fusion Black blackout cloth that's being shipped to a customer. It is finished. You get a chance to see a customer's finished product. Actually, you saw one with a Fusion Silver, which we already did. If you're curious about that one, check out the video at the bottom of the comments section. Also, too, I have a video at the bottom of the comments section showing our Fusion screen versus PVC and why we don't use it. We don't go near it because it cracks and peels. We stay away from it. Okay, so let's get this started. So anyway, the first thing we're going to talk about is distance. Now, somebody's doing demonstrations where the projector is mounted to the ceiling. This is not good. It's the reason why none of my projectors are mounted to the ceiling, because I have to move my projectors around quite a lot. One of the things I will show you is distance. Now, distance is where you're going to show your measuring tape. There's my measuring tape right there. How far does my projector sit back from the projector? Screen sit back from the projector? We are 10 feet. So we're 10 feet back. Now, the reason why this is very important when you're looking at distance, because someone who may be doing demonstrations who has their projector mounted to a ceiling, they have their projector mounting at a certain distance, like say they have it 8 feet or 10 feet from the screen. Well, say if you're going to put your projector back 11 feet or 12 feet or 17 feet, you won't know exactly what the distance is going to look like on your screen. You know, you don't know what the performance is going to look like on your screen unless you know exactly how far, if the screen has been tested 17 feet back. Because here's the problem you have. When you sit your projector down or wherever you have it mounted to, your projector has to fight through a lot of ambient light, depending on how much light is in the environment. Now, if the person's doing this demonstration in a dark environment, well, that's an easy right there. But if he's doing a demonstration in a fully lit environment, you get a chance to see the distance of your projector, how it's going to perform at 17 feet back, at 10 feet back, at 12 feet back, at 13 feet back. You know what I'm getting at. So this is why distance on showing how far your projector sits back is very important, because the consumer is going to look at your screen, your projector that's mounted, and go, okay, how far is that back? Oh, it's 8 feet. Well, mine's going to be 10 feet. So how's it going to look? When you're doing a distance, what happens is when your projector fires up and it shoots the lumens, it's got to cut through all that ambient light. It's got to cut through the ambient light. We're talking about how much square inch per squint you have in your environment and how much ambient light, the color of your walls, all that's going to affect the performance of your picture by the time those lumens hit that screen. And if your screen is bright enough to actually produce a brighter picture, because your lumens are going to be weakened on your projector, depending on how many lumens you have. Some people are using 2,500 lumens, 1,800 lumens. That's not a lot. If you're going 17 feet back and you're cutting through all that light, by the time you hit the screen, your lumens have diminished. The screen's going to have to be to pick it up and produce a beautiful picture and send it back to you. That's why some screens look really freaking crappy in well-lit environments, because, yeah, the lumen count, or how far the lumen count is, the lumen count on the projector, and how far the projector is sitting back. On top of that, consider the fact on what color the screen is also plays a part too. So if your screen is white, what happens is when light hits a white screen automatically starts to fade out because it doesn't cancel a lot of light, where a gray screen can take in more light and a black screen can take in 10 times more light. Alright, so that's a lot to say, ain't it? So now you know reason why we do the measuring tape, because it shows off distance. Alright, now another thing you have to consider when you're doing blackout cloth. Now, blackout cloth has to be, some people do blackout cloth at 1 inch. The problem you have with a blackout cloth that's 1 inch, and I'll show you why. Got a screen over here. Not everybody uses the same kind of wood. So some people will use a 4-inch strip. Some people will use a 2. So if you have 1 inch of blackout cloth, forgiveness room, and you wrap that around your screen on a 4-inch screen, you're going to come up short. You're going to be like this much, and you're going to have this much wood showing. So we do 3. Alright, we do 3, because 3 is definitely going to cover this. It's already stretchable, so it's automatically going to stretch over the frame nice and tight. But we give you 3 just in case 3 inches more, just in case if you're going to be using 4, because the bigger the frame you're going to go, the thicker the wood's going to have to be to support the frame. This is a screen I built for demonstrations. This is a Fusion Black screen. As a matter of fact, let me flip this around to the back. So you can see now our screens are using an 8-way stretchable surface. Right there. Now you see how flat that surface looks? That is the same surface you're seeing over here. Now see how wrinkled this surface looks? Has all the lines and wrinkles in it? Well, when you stretch it out, it looks like that. It looks nice and flat. Look how smooth that looks. Yeah, so that's an 8-way stretchable surface. We can take that surface, we can roll it up, we can fold it up, and get to you, and you can stretch it out, and it'll look that freaking smooth when you get it. Alright, so that right there you have to know about. When you're cutting blackout cloth, it has to be more than an inch, because like I said, the customer is going to be folding this over a frame, and the frame may take more than it needs to take, and you'll come up short and the screen's going to look kind of crappy. Alright, now next thing I want to talk about really fast before we start the demonstration is I have been around for a long time. I'm 48 years old. I remember when projectors were reel to reel. A lot of you not. I remember when the AV boy would come in and he would set up the projector and turn it on and sound like literally that's how it sounded, because it was mono. It was no freaking stereo or Dolby surround sound or 4K sound. It didn't exist. So that's what it was. And then you had the little line running up between the middle of the screen, and it would stop and it would make this flapping sound, because you know the tape would pop and the guy had to come and fix it or feed the tape through up to the reel. So yeah, I grew up in that era. So I've seen everything. I've seen when white projection screens were all the rage. I've seen where the Ronco, anybody remembers Ronco projectors when they first came out, sharp projectors. Whew, man, you had no idea how much a projector cost at that particular time. It was insanely expensive. So I remember that particular era, all right? Now, I know I've been around, I've seen a lot of stuff, and one of the things I have noticed that people have tried to use is gloss paint. Because gloss looks pretty. It does. It has a very pretty look to it. The problem with gloss is it hot spots a lot. It has a lot of freaking glare and hot spotting. And not to put anybody down, but this is just for anybody who wants to go into this field. Just giving you a little information, a little bit of business experience, stuff that we've been through. It hot spots a lot. And the problem you have with it is the fact that, okay, let me use a metaphor. Let's say the sun is a projector, right? Now it's shooting out light. And if you take a mirror, a reflective surface, which is gloss, and you hold it up where the sun's coming at when it hits, what the person's going to see on the other end, he's going to see this flashing, blinding light coming at him, right? Now, if that person holds up a gray surface or a white surface, or he holds up a black surface, he's not going to see any flashing, because that is a flat color. It's going to cancel out any form of glare, any form of reflection when the sun hits it. That's the scenario on why you don't use a reflective surface, because a reflective surface is going to hotspot like crazy. And that's what happens when you use semi-gloss. It has a very shiny, chic coat to it, and it's reflective. It does. So that's why we don't use it. That's why nobody uses it, because the bottom line is it's a hot spotter. So yeah, that's the problem you have with it. Anyway, so moving on, let's get to this demonstration really quick so you guys can see what the customer is going to get. He's really going to enjoy this screen. Just want to give you guys some information, you know, on those of you that are thinking like, you know, I might want to do this for a living. Or somebody who's thinking, you know, who's watching, you know, tutorial videos, and they've seen some stuff on there that, you know, kind of question like, does that really work? Well, we'll show you in some demonstrations that, you know, I've done it. I've done with the PVC. I showed you guys the nightmare of PVC because we did it already. So, you know, this is not toward any particular special people, because we have some people on YouTube who thinks these videos are all about them. Whew, man, you gotta get a new hobby and just really just... I don't know. I can't explain it, but it is a long story. But anyway, so this is just for everyone those of you that are thinking that I want to try this for a living, or, you know, try to take this up as a hobby. You never know where it goes to, or leads to, you know. So anyway, so let's get over here and get this started. So we got 3,000 lumen projector. We're 10 feet back from the screen. We have the 8-way stretchable blackout cloth right here, the Fusion Black. Booyah! And this is a customer's. He's gonna freaking love it. All right. Let's go over here real quick. Now, one of the things that we have to do when we test out our screens is we have to do the white snow scene. The white snow scene is going to show if the screen can produce white levels. Alright, so There we are. This is the white snow scene. Screen has to be able to produce whites on the surface. Have to be able to see it. Alright, so that's one of the things we have to see. Alright. Now, come out of here real quick. Oh, I was about to say, oh, my screen didn't freeze. Like, you were talking too long. I went to sleep. Alright, let's come out of here. Alright, and we are going to grab, I think I had a demonstration already set up. Yeah, I do have a demonstration set up. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's information. You know, information is power, you know what I mean? You know, I watch tons and tons of tutorial videos on pretty much like everything and anything, man, to get educated, you know? And I listen because, you know, if you go through life with a full glass, then you can't learn anything because no more knowledge can go into your glass because it's full. Can't put any more into a full glass. Overflows. Overflows and becomes a mess. Alright, so we're going to hit this right here. Hit this doohickey to load up. Remember, I'm in the basement with Wi-Fi, so that tells you right there from the door what I'm dealing with. Alright, so we're good on that one. Alright. So this is the customer's screen right here. So this is what he's going to be getting when he takes it out and wraps it around his frame. He's going to get this kind of performance. I like to show you guys, you know, something, you know, what the customer is getting, you know what I mean, from the door. You know, and for him, you know, it's a bit of a comfort, you know, for him to see his screen perform at 10 feet back. And just looks fantastic. Look at this. Show them there's no streaks in the screen, no streaks in the screen. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is the kind of performance our customers get. But yeah, like I said, I've tried everything, man. I've been in this business for quite a bit, and I've experimented with a lot of stuff. And one of the things you want to stay clear of is anything that is going to cause a reflective. It's going to actually cause your screen to deflect too much light. And semi-gloss is not good. It has issues. It really does. Do I know tricks how to get around it? Yeah, I do. I know quite a few tricks how to get around a semi-gloss screen. I know how to kill hot spotting. I know how to do it. It's easy. It's a little bit of a trick, but you know I can't share all my tricks. You know what I mean? I can't tell everybody how I do things. Can't learn everything I do, I can't tell you that. But yeah, there's a trick to get around it. I don't use semi-gloss because, like I said, I don't like it. Particularly don't like it. It's not for me. Might be for somebody else. Not saying if you're using it and it works out well for you, you know, hats off to you. I wish you the best of luck. But we don't use it because it hot spots like crazy, man. And there's a way, like I said, there's a way to get around it, but it's a pain in the neck. It's easy in some ways, and then I don't know. It's a little tricky. It can get a little tricky, so that's why we don't bother with it. I'm gonna do one more, guys, before we. I like this particular video right here. We can do one more. So the customer who's going to be using this screen is going to be using this for his dedicated home theater setup. He's really going to enjoy this screen. Believe it or not, I got 20 more of these to do today. I got 20 more of these to do today. I've already knocked out, actually we had 50 on the order sheet. I knocked out 30, I think, yesterday. I was busy yesterday. I was. So I knocked out 30 yesterday. And the cool thing about having a FedEx, a business account, is they just come pick it up. Just call them, they come pick it up, and they take it away. I love that part. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed this video demonstration. Hope you enjoyed it. It's updates and information, all the other cool stuff we try to get to you guys. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. We're working pretty soon because I have a lot of stuff on my plate, but we haven't forgot about the videos we will be shooting for the 239.1. This is the Fusion Silver and Fusion Black Blackout cloth. The 239.1 blackout cloth that'll be an 100-inch to 150-inch, the Ultra Panorama that will come with the free lens. We haven't forgot about that. I've just been really busy. I have a lot of stuff on my plate, but you know me, I get around to it. I get it done. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank